Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Rizal Code with Chase Marcum. This is episode 2. Let's get started. Hero, martyr, legend, Jose Rizal. We've been told of his life through movies, school, history books. But there's another story hidden beneath the surface, tucked away in the catacombs. A story of many secrets, Rizal's life steeped in occult ritual, ancient magic, and mysteries. Most of his story has remained locked away in the darkness. This lost story can now be brought to light, as I have finally deciphered the Rizal Code. Welcome to episode 2 of the Rizal Code. Last week we left off on the true meaning of Rizal's first name, Jose, which is God adds again the angel of mysteries. If you missed this episode, please go back and watch and listen to the first episode. The story is amazing and the truth is mind-blowing. It will also help you understand better this episode, in which we will explore Jose's last name, Rizal, its true meaning and origin in the ancient secret societies, and how it's all connected to his life, destiny, the secrets and high strangeness which was a constant surrounding Rizal's story even until this very day. So let's get started and take another journey deep down the rabbit hole. Let's go. The true origin of Rizal's last name comes from the ancient Egyptian mystery school and Kabbalistic teachings, which are administered by the most secretive societies in all the world, including the Catholic Jesuit order and the Freemasons. Until this very day, the true origin had remained hidden. Only now I will reveal it to the world. The Rizal name originates from the archangel Rizal, which when directly translated from Hebrew means God's secret. In the teachings of Jewish mysticism and Judaism, Archangel Rizal is the keeper of secrets and the angel of mysteries. Now, I know some that are not familiar with the occult or esoteric teachings might think it's a bit of a leap, but once we connect all the dots, the clarity will be undeniable. For example, if we look at the genealogy of Rizal's family tree, there are many names of his direct relatives which are derived from the same storylines and teachings of Judaism and the mystery schools. For instance, Rizal's grandfather, the famous Juan Mercado, named the siblings of Rizal's father names like Gabriel, whom is one of the other archangels in the same pantheon of Rizal. Another brother was Fausto, the masculine Spanish form of Faust. Faust is a highly worshipped character in the occult. From the ancient German legend of the 16th century, Faust is a protagonist in the story, whom decides to sell his soul to learn all the secrets and mysteries of the heavens. The names of Rizal's family will be a future episode in itself, as they are numerous and they all have very significant meanings and help us understand the bigger picture. But just a few more examples of Rizal's own siblings, such as his sister Lucia, which is Latin for light, in English Lucy, and the female version of Lucifer, the bringer of light. Along with Saturnina and Narcissa, which are both important figures in Greek mythology. The names of Rizal's family will be a future episode in itself, as they all have very significant meanings and help us understand the bigger picture. But just a few more examples of Rizal's own siblings, such as his sister Lucia, which is Latin for light, in English Lucy, and the female version of Lucifer, the bringer of light. Along with Saturnina and Narcissa, which are both important figures in Greek mythology and today's occult pantheon. They also pay tribute to the Greek-Egyptian mystery schools. There is no doubt Rizal's family, his ancestors, have long been involved in the ancient secret societies and learned in the wisdom of the Library of Alexandria. Another relevant fact about Rizal himself was that the only subject in all of his schoolings in which he received a AAA+ excellent rating was in the subject of ancient Hebrew language. Many might ask, what is a humble Filipino from Laguna doing studying and excelling so greatly in a language from the Middle East in the 19th century? The answer is simple. Hebrew is one of the most important languages if you want to learn the mysteries of our world and excel in the fraternal secret societies. Not only did Rizal get his highest grade ever in this subject, but even the government of Israel itself said that Rizal was so proficient in Hebrew, he could speak it better than most rabbis in their temples. Not only did Rizal know how he was connected to the Hebrew storyline of such in the previous episode as Joseph, but more importantly, to their more mysterious Kabbalah figure, the Archangel Rizal. He knew in order to understand his own origins and destiny, he had to unlock those secrets with the only key available, language. After mastering Hebrew, he learned the story of his namesake, which was so similar to his. You see, the Archangel Rizal was the God's scribe, the author, the writer in heaven. In fact, it was written in the ancient text that the Archangel Rizal sat so close to God that he heard every word he spoke and all conversations that were discussed. And he took note and wrote it down in his magic book, the book of Rizal the angel, an ancient Hebrew mystery school sacred text known by very few and is said to contain all of God's secrets and the mysteries of the universe. Much like Rizal was the author, the writer of his time in our little corner of heaven in the Philippines, About the angel Rizal, it was written in the ancient text that he was the guardian of the Garden of Eden. He was the one that guarded the gates with the flaming sword. At the time of Adam and Eve, and once they were expelled from the garden for eating the forbidden fruit, Archangel Rizal felt pity on Adam and gave him his book of mysteries and secrets so he would better understand God and the world that he now found himself in. For this much, like Rizal gave Noleme Tangere to us, Rizal's Adams, the Archangel Rizal, the angel, was persecuted and ridiculed by all the other angels because he had shared their secrets and mysteries with man. They were so enraged, the other archangels, that they stole the book back from Adam and threw it into the deepest, darkest part of the ocean. Now, as a side note, this is actually a very interesting topic that we will be exploring in a future episode. Because as most of us Filipinos know, out of the entire world, the deepest part of the ocean is in the Mariana Trench. And the deepest part of that trench is Challenger Deep, which is just off the coast of the Philippines. This reference is used all throughout history, all over the world, in all kinds of ancient cultures. For example, when the fallen angels were casted out of heaven and casted down into the deepest, darkest point on earth. Also, even in many New Age cultural references, such as the new Marvel movies, where Thanos is hidden away in the Philippines. And the author Dan Brown said in one of his recent novels that the gateway to the underworld is in the Philippines. All of these New Age references from Hollywood and pulp culture, whom we know are entrenched in the occult and esoteric symbolism, and put it out in their movies and their TV shows and their books. This all goes in, for example, the same goes for Dan Brown and all of his books, such as the Da Vinci Code. They're riddled with the secrets of the ancient societies. But that's for a future episode, and I think that will be a very, very interesting subject to get into, and I'm looking forward to that topic. But moving on, back to Rizal. Much like Rizal, Archangel Rizal was persecuted by his fellow angels for giving the secrets and wisdom to Adam, so was Rizal persecuted for giving the secrets and wisdom he had learned from all over the world to the Filipino people, and now to people all over the world. For I can promise you this, the secrets held within Noli Me Tangere are much greater than just a story of its time, a story of the 19th century. It resonates throughout the ages and reveals many hidden secrets, which I will be revealing in future episodes and also in my new book, The Rizal Code. This is the real reason Rizal had to be silenced, for he revealed too many mysteries, too many secrets that was unacceptable at the time to certain dark forces. Much like how the envious Spaniards at the time had tried to hide and ban Rizal's book, so his secret wisdom and teachings would not reach the people he intended it to reach, it did not work. Just as when the angels threw the archangel Rizal's book into the deepest part of the ocean. The story matches perfectly. As in the archangel Rizal's case, God decided to side with Rizal instead of the angry, jealous angels. God himself went and retrieved the book of Rizal and returned it to Adam. And as the story goes, Adam handed that book down throughout history to those worthy. It was passed along to Enoch, whom eventually became the archangel Metatron, with the help of Rizal's book. And he, in turn, gave it to Noah, who used the knowledge he learned within his book to build the ark. So soon, very soon, my friends, we will have all the keys to unlock the mysteries written within Nole Me Tangere, and all of the ciphers decoded to use Rizal's work to build our own ark. An ark in his most honorable name, Dr. Jose Rizal. On an ending note, another interesting connection to Jose Rizal and the archangel Rizal is their connection to Prometheus, the Greek demigod, whom stole fire from Mount Olympus in order to give it to mankind. And for this feat, Prometheus was eternally tortured and punished for his act. The story of Archangel Rizal was noted by many historians and authors to be the precursor and the inspiration for the story of Prometheus. And most of us whom follow Rizal know that he was infatuated with Prometheus in his story. And undoubtedly, one of his most famous sculptures and pieces of art was of Prometheus and his punishment, having his kidney eaten by the vulture and then regenerating it day after day into eternity. His sacrifice, his punishment for enlightening mankind, for stealing the fire from the gods to give it to his beloved people. Much like Rizal, a mirror image, some might say. A mirror image of Rizal's martyrdom in his attempt to enlighten and provide salvation for his fellow man, his fellow Filipino. Well, this wraps up the beginning of a very long story. The first 2 episodes of the Rizal Code are complete, and the third will be on its way very soon. And we will continue to bring dark into the light and decipher the mysteries of our history and our destiny with the Rizal Code. This is Chase Marcum for God and Country. Godspeed.